lessons. Thank you so much for coming on to Breaking Waves.
Thank you for having me.
I've been looking forward to this episode. I've been looking forward, sorry for speaking over you, but I love interviewing our creatives, especially our Southside creatives and especially our Māngere creatives, because 275 for life. But thank you so much for coming into the show. How are you this afternoon?
I'm doing great. I'm really happy to be here and see like the studio in real life. Even meeting you in real life too, that was dopest. And yeah, oh my gosh, I'm nervous.
That's okay. No need to be nervous. I think you'll do well. Like I tell everyone that comes into the show, treat it as like a normal conversation. Be yourself. Nothing's off the, I don't have something to finish that off the grid. That's what came to my head. Make sense of it as you will. But I just wanted to ask you some questions because you got some music out and also music on the way, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And you're deep into the Auckland creative artist scene. Yeah. So what kind of music did you listen to growing up? Who were your main influences?
Ooh, I would have to say, growing up, I grew up in like a real Christian household, so like we were kind of guarded from listening to all like the bad stuff until my older siblings were teenagers. And so once they hit teenage years and like they started growing up in Mangere, they had the freedom to just like listen to whatever they wanted. So all I could hear in my stereos was like Soulja Boy, like T-Pain, Aaliyah, whole lot of Beyonce, just like sort of the mainstream ones. But then I started like going, me and my siblings, we went into like our own route of like doing a deeper discovery of like Lauryn Hill, the Fugees,
nice,
Erykah Badu, Sade, like all those type of things, like just real deep R&B influence, all like booming throughout the house. And it was like dope to like look back and see how much those influences have impacted my music and my sound today type of thing.
Right. Yeah, I guess the music you grew up in has a lot to say with the art that you create now. And what's your favorite genre?
Oh, snap. That would have to be...
Oh, wait, let me ask it. What's your top 3 favorite genres?
Okay. So that would have to be surprisingly, at the top of the list, not even hip-hop, Like, it would have to be drum and bass. Because I grew up listening to, like, in my teenage years, growing up listening to, like, the whole dubstep. It's like, imagine yourself in 2013, 2012, Skrillex just came out on the radio. I'm in, like, high school. It's, like, year 9, and, like, Skrillex is bumping
for the
everywhere.
night.
Yeah.
Being polite. Oh, my gosh, that was a banger,
And, like, even just, like, the Aviciis and, like, all of those, like...
That was, like, the 2012, going on to...
That type of thing. So it would be like drum and bass and all those electronic, like Daft Punky type of like genres. And then we have hip hop, of course, like the 90s boom bap and all of the Mos Defs of the world and the Cool G rap and all that. And then for my third one, it would be like pop rap or maybe even like the subgenre of hip hop, which is like which would be like AG Club or like Kendrick Lamar's cousin. Who do we call it? Oh my gosh.
Absol?
Yeah.
That's not even his cousin. I lied. They're just part of the same people.
Or just like those new ones that came through after like the 2012, like the Drake and like the Kendricks and J. Cole's. Like still J. Cole. Like he's personally my favorite lyricist. Yeah. Like just there's some people like Tyler the Creator. Like,
What is that genre? That's like hip hop and R&B.
Like, a derivative.
Yeah.
But still has that like super like in your face type of feel that 90s hip hop has. But like some hip hop heads are out here nowadays and they're like, nah, like he's not like a part of the culture. You gotta be a part of the culture. And I'm like, man, just like live and enjoy these like the tentacles of hip hop.
Love it.
Like the extensions. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The extensions. And
I
like
feel
those
so
that's
validated
like,
right now.
Yeah, that's like the babies of like the hip hop. Because it's been around for 50 years. Obviously, it's going to, like, evolve, but I'm seeing so much hatred towards, like, with, like, old heads and, like, new innovative rappers and stuff. Yeah. And, like, that whole war, like, gets on my nerves, so I'm, like, right in the middle of it. Love that part, and then I love that part at the same time type of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. It's kind of good to just, like, swim around in it, because, like... I think with anything, whether it's hip hop, whether it's, I don't know, books, movies, you always have those people who are like purists. Like they want to be like, no, this is the right way to do hip hop or this is the right way to do rap. So I like that you bring up the whole tentacles thing because everyone is influenced by different things in some way. And if you're able to create something amazing, like music that people love from it, I think it's a pretty cool thing to do.
Yeah, because I feel like the whole creation of hip-hop came from different genres and, like, sampling. And then, like, there's jazz, and then there's, like, other percussions and things, like disco as well. Like, and then the purists are like, oh, yeah, like, this is true, authentic, raw, like, the purest form of it. And I'm like, but it came from like this and this and that and this and like.
There's no such thing.
Yeah.
And like, it's usually the same kind of. I feel like I'm sounding like a hater now, but it's the same kind of people who think like there's one singular great idea. Like there is not. There is actually a wide range of ideas and a wide range of ways to make something good happen or something great happen. It doesn't always have to happen one way, but I'm on board with you on that. So like you're a woman, female in the space, and I'm guessing the rap scene is male dominated in Auckland. Like from what I'm seeing on the outside, what's your experience been like?
Ooh. If I'm gonna be really honest, like, if anything, I'm super loved and super respected, and I get taken care of, like, in like so many spaces. But I do notice, like, within certain type of groups and like certain type of like areas, there is that little bit of doubt, or like there is that little bit of like, what's this little girl doing here? And then that little girl jumps on the stage and then like raps like she's freaking, I don't know, Tom Scott or like Eminem type of thing, and then they're like, oh snap, never mind. And then like, it's crazy. So it's kind of a mix, like I'm either really respected or I'm really disrespected, but so far I've only had like nothing but love. And that's thanks to like Rizzy, that's thanks to like all the pioneers and the people that came before us to make that way like safe and special for not only like men but women as well. And I'm really grateful for that. And I think it's like also a Polynesian thing or like an indigenous thing to take care of your own. So we just have that built-in mindset here in New Zealand. So we're really spoiled and really grateful. As for the girls in the US, I don't know like how their stories are, but I think like I've heard a lot of like horror stories, like
just we got P Diddy up and
for real, like
lock him up.
Sad. Like I wish the ladies, like the female rappers out in the US, could experience like the love and like the cherish that we get here. It's like it's a really beautiful thing, and I'm really really grateful and lucky. I do come across people where it's like, oh, not me getting like outdone by a girl, and I'm like,
oh, that's so cringe.
Because like. It's like, if you're seeing a woman in the same space as you and you're a man, either she put in 10 times as much work as you, or she's greater than you, and the men are just putting her in the same group as you, type of thing. Like, I feel like people are underestimating. I feel like people do underestimate people based off gender, like in the industry. Yeah.
For sure. And like, you know, I don't always want to compare like the New Zealand Auckland hip hop scene to the American scene, but like I feel like in New Zealand we're still a bit reserved. Like we're kind of scared to be raw and straight up, and for women, I'm
even
speaking
like,
up,
even like to be like sexually free is kind of like frowned upon, or just like when someone's like half naked on the stage, like we're still just like, oh god, like instead of being like, you better fucking shake that ass, like I don't know. I have a friend and her name is Tammy. She's an amazing songwriter, like super dope. She's from the North Shore, and she's just not afraid to like wear a G-string on stage and like just get loose and like live life and just really embrace her femininity and like own her body and like who she is at the same time and just have that fun. I think that's what a lot of women here are like. I don't think we see it as like trending, but like we do see it as like frowned upon still, or like trading it in for like, I don't know, what did you... Oh no, my brain. I think we do still see it as like a thing that's like frowned upon because of like the customs that we still have, and like it's a really small country. But she just like really like breaks those barriers, eh? Like,
Yeah.
she's so fun, like, lively, and, like, she's literally, like, how she is when she's on stage, she is off stage as well. Like, it's crazy, because, like, when I'm on stage, I'm like, I'm the man, and then I get off stage, I'm like, cool. But, like, it's so weird how, like, but it's so dope at the same time how authentic she is as well. And, like, I just want to give her props if she's watching this.
Absolutely.
But, like,
Tammy, right?
Yeah, Tammy with 3 eyes. But yeah, it's so dope.
Yeah, I just think there's a lot of cultural aspects that come into play when accepting hip hop evolving in New Zealand. And yeah, there's just so much we need to evolve around.
But, like, that's not me saying, like, hey, you should, like, evolve through, like, wearing less clothing. Like, it's sometimes, like, a thing. Sometimes, like, feminism and, like, freedom can look like anything. Feminism and freedom can look like you dressing modest, like, and you dressing like a dude, I guess, like, or freedom just to express yourself, really. I feel like there should be no barriers, but I think,
like, there's parts of femininity that is accepted, and then there's parts that aren't accepted. So hopefully, like, we get to a stage where it's kind of just like free fall, like let people be what they want to be. Exactly what you said, like,
for real.
I want to be this, just let me be this.
I feel like some women in rap do struggle with that a little bit because of, like, because of the customs. And I think we need to, like, break that.
And also, it's New Zealand. It's like, it's a very small country. So, personal development. How important is that to you in your creative journey?
I think for, like, my creative process, personal development is kind of inevitable. Like, when you write music and when you write, like, self-reflecting things to, like, go onto a song, or, like, if you're in the studio, you have no choice but to, like, look at yourself in the mirror and look at your emotions. Like, me being in the studio is kind of like, okay, like, what the heck do I need to work on type of thing. Like, I don't know. The self-reflection thing is quite inevitable in terms of the way you're writing, what you're speaking about, and your creative process type of thing.
I think with creatives, like, art is inspired a lot by our experiences and what we go through that shape us to the art that we create. What are some of the challenges that you faced in your creative journey or currently facing?
I go through, like, a lot of, like, writer's block, but, like, that's only because I haven't found that, like that bridge to go over the other side. Like, it's kind of because I don't yet have that, like, not that knowledge, but just that inner knowing of, like, okay, I'm ready to speak about this and have this on a piece of paper to, like, spit at the studio. Like, it's kind of like when you know type of thing, Like, my creative process is either I'm gonna write a song in one day, or this song that, like, or another particular song is gonna take me a whole ass month to write. And I know those songs that take the longest to write are the most, like, well taken care of gems for me, because I actually, like, took that time in to, like, self-reflect and, like, go back and actually see if I'm about those lyrics that I wrote down type of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So it's, like, really, like, it's super complicated, but, like, it's complicated to explain it, but when I'm actually in it, it's like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Like, I actually did that, and that came from, like, this time in my life, and then, like, I'm, like, piecing the puzzles together type of thing. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course, because you're, like, developing as well as you write this out, because you're trying to make sense of it. And if you're going to put something out there, you've got to be confident, this is the narrative. This is my experience, and I'm confident that this happened. Would you say that's, like, kind of how it's weaved into it?
Yeah, like, because sometimes I feel like I don't have the lived experience to speak on the political things that I want to speak on. And then sometimes, like, some days it's just like, yo, it's coming in through so naturally, like, I'm receiving it, like, this is definitely not me writing this. And then the next days it's like, oh, snap, what's going on? Like, why can't I get anything out? But, like, I'm super skilled in this topic that I'm, like, that I'm wanting to speak about on the song. And then, you know, type of thing. Like, so it's like when you're ready, you're ready. And then I'll come back, like, months later and be like, oh, shit, that song that I didn't finish, I'm ready to like finish it now type of thing.
Yes, yes.
It's kind of like a kind of like kind of like a spiritual, like an emotional growth thing that like it's kind of like a weight.
Yeah.
Like I get like an inner word in me that's like, nah, wait, like don't write that down yet.
Yeah.
And then like fast forward, okay, now you're ready type of thing. It's so...
And I think that's beautiful because you're not rushing to create a product.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't happen at a certain time, maybe it's supposed to be that way. Like the answer will come later when you can piece verses together or have the right words for it.
Yeah. Because like sometimes like really envy those like people. Because like my partner, he can just write down songs and like finish a whole 16-bar verse in like 5 minutes. Like I'll go in, like brush my teeth, and then I'll come out, my teeth are clean, skincare, and he's like, yo, I just finished like a whole song. I'm like, how did you do that? I don't know, maybe it's like the Capricorn of him, but like yeah, I don't know, it's crazy. Some people's some people's creative process are like super, like it varies, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And probably a Capricorn thing. Very hard workers.
For real.
That brings me into your EP, South Got Something to Say, because like you're talking about you know, having the right lived experience. And I love South Got Something to Say, by the way. You talk a lot about the discrimination, the racism, the experiences that people... I love the album cover as well.
Thank you. Yes, I had to put like Mangry.
Yeah.
But I had to like make it my name. My bro messaged me and he was like, gee, like, is that actually real? Did you like pay someone to like change the billboard, G? And I was like, no, it's Photoshop, bro.
Nah, you should have just said, yes, I did.
But I'm not that famous yet. But maybe one day, if like Mangry sees me. Shout out Mangry. But nah, yeah.
Mangry, I feel like Mangry will definitely see you. So yeah, on that track, you talk about a lot of the experiences South Got Something to Say. And there's a bar that really hit me. And it was, I'm just trying to make a shift in the culture. This rap shit ain't for me to get rich and blow up. It's deeper than that. I see my people losing their track. They need them a map. Is that right? They need a map, yeah. So I'm very interested in this because I find myself drawn to people who are rooted in purpose. And when you embark on your creative journey, you're putting stuff online. You always get the usual perception from people who are like, oh, she's just trying to be a clout chaser. She's just trying to be famous, or, you know, they'll mock or laugh at what you put out because you're not getting what they view as successful, the kind of likes, because you know their minds are warped. They're like, if you're successful, you need to have 1 million followers or like whatever that may look like. But to you, what does it mean to do something for the culture?
Oh snap! I think for me, my personal like sense of success is community based. Like I'm seeing people like saying, oh yeah, I put my city on the map. Like, we don't need to be put on a map right now. Each and every single person, we kind of need a map. We need directions.
Our city's already on the map, guys.
Yeah, like, technically, go on Google Maps, Google Earth, I don't know. But, like, for me, that song was like, bro, like, you guys are putting jewelry on yourselves, and, like, you guys are probably, like, going off to wins or like something. I don't mean to judge people's lives, but it's like I came from the gutter and I'm like making it big and I'm like doing this and that. It's like, but what about your community? Like, I don't mean to say like, oh my gosh, I'm saying so much like, I don't mean to like demean people's hard work that came from the slums and the gutter and the struggle, like by any means, but it's just that when you glamorize it, but then you like don't do anything about it, leave your people where they're at, and then just like go like to other worlds and like other like realms and just don't do anything technically for the community type of thing. So with my mindset, I was just like, yo, like we need to see the shift and the change. We can't just see like people getting famous from South Auckland and then them not tapping into the community, like doing anything. Yeah. That's why I really love the bro Fitz.
Oh, yeah, TC5. Yeah.
Like, he really puts, like, those community-based things on, like, those community-based, like, those
He's
gigs.
a real one.
Yeah.
He's, like, truly a real one, yeah.
He puts those community-based gigs on and, like, makes sure everyone's involved in it. Like, does merch as well. Like, that's super dope and, like, educates our people on things that we like deserve to know and that shouldn't be gatekept. Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's what North City Rizzy does as well. That's why I look up to those dudes so much, because they're so tapped into the community, into the people. They know what the people want, and that's the type of people, like, that's the type of person that I'm striving to be, sort of. Obviously, like, giving myself grace, and like, if I don't make that, then I don't make that, but it's okay. But yeah, just like, yeah.
That's beautiful.
My brain had a brain fart.
No,
Sorry.
that's all right.
Yeah.
I really appreciate how you put that. It's for the community, and as you grow, that's going to be something really important that I'm guessing you'll have to hold close to you as well, because I'm sure you'll face so many more challenges.
Yeah.
And I've seen experiences of other artists who have drawn away from their communities as they grew.
And it's like, I see these people are like, Mangry, yeah, I rip Rewa. And they're like, they'll take videos of like these famous places of like Mangry, Rewa, like Otara, and then they'll never invest into it. And it's like, where's the actual
So
love?
true.
Like, they're just representing where they're from. But I know for a fact they want to like live out in Los Angeles or something, like, like,
they're out on the viaduct.
it's not like, like, not like to say like, oh, this is betrayal, like, you shouldn't just leave and like leave us. It's kind of like, okay, if you say you're about the hood, then do something to impact it positively, instead of like putting toxic sort of like music of like alcohol and like drugs and type of thing into like, and like implanting that into the community for like everyone to hear on their stereos, and then they're gonna like implement those sorts of like activities and those sorts of behavior type of things.
Because music is very powerful. It's almost like witchcraft.
Like
it creates influence, like it creates an emotion. So
like sometimes like that's just the reality of their life as well. So like at the same time, I can't even judge, because like that's probably all that they've seen. So I'm like, damn, gotta give the bros grace. But
that's very true, and they're probably on their self-exploration journey as well. And some people do it in real time. Like they're like, I'm feeling like this right now. And sometimes it makes for greater art in the future when they look back and they're like, oh crap. I was that once upon a time ago. Is that, I don't know. I don't know.
Like I'm super, super proud of like those that are just like breaking, like that are stopping, like that that are just like ending it there. Like they're not really just like carrying on that like violence anymore. They're like, nah, like this is gonna like stop, ends with me, period, like type of thing.
Absolutely. I ask this a lot to our creatives, because I really am passionate about getting people to create, to jump over the imposter that exists within everyone. I'm sure everyone has it. How do you deal with your own thoughts, first of all, or hate and criticism that comes your way about your art, and being vulnerable in front of people through your art? How do you deal with that?
If I'm gonna be like really honest, like I feel like I'm grateful enough to be in the moment, not critical when I'm performing. But all the criticism comes from like when I'm in the studio and when I'm writing. Like that's when I notice that I like start to hate my craft a little bit. But then the finished product, I'm like, oh snap, like that's actually beautiful. It's like kind of like saving up for money. You're like hating working overtime, and it's like, damn, I want to go home and like rest on my bed. And then you finally get that like paycheck, and it's like, oh, that's beautiful. I'm gonna go on a holiday. It's kind of like that type of thing. So when I perform, I'm in love with it. Like I see no flaws with it. Yes, I'm gonna like probably forget my words and stuff, but I'm gonna come right back around with like a joke and like stuff like that. And when I'm when I'm in that zone, it's like it's just a beautiful feeling, and I can't really allow myself to sort of like be down, or even just like prior, like I'll be super, super nervous for a show, and I'll be like, damn, like, oh my gosh, like, is this really like what I want to do all the time, and like get anxiety before I go on stage. But I have to like switch. It's just sort of a constant switching of like your mindset towards it. So it's like you gotta do this, like you're great at this, you have to have no choice but to become your biggest fan. And even that is like an imposter for me, because like off the stage I'm like, bro, like that shit was whack. But then like when I'm on the stage it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing so great and amazing. And then like a day later, like it's kind of like a post show depression. It's like a day later I'll be like, oh my god, I can't speak right now. Okay. So a day later after a show, I'll just be like, damn, you could have done this better, you could have done that better, your words weren't clear. But like in the moment it's all like bliss and it like feels like a dream type of thing. So it's more of like my post than my pre. And then I'm like my best friend before I go on stage. I'm hyping myself up. And then when I'm in the studio and when I'm writing, none of that is at all to be found. Like none of that encouragement is there. My brain's like, this shit is whack. And I'm like, hey, where was all that encouragement when I'm on stage? But yeah, it's like sort of that. It's a weird little like self-reflecty thingy that I have. Still working on it. But
yeah. So you kind of just like, you know what you got yourself into, you know what's required of it, and you just have to push through every time that imposter, whether it be your voice or someone else's, comes through and tries to convince you otherwise. It's just being grounded in your talent, you reckon?
Yeah, I feel like it's just, I gotta be my worst critic so that I can sort of just
bro, I
bring
love
out.
that.
Yeah,
I honestly love that.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Like I kind of, because then it'll push me to be making something even better.
Yeah.
Like when I like write a bar and it's like, this is absolutely trash. Then I'm like, okay, how do I make that better than that? And then because I said that to my own stuff, I create like something, something better out of it.
And you said it before someone else can say it. And I guess like in anything, I like to think to not lie to yourself. That's the best thing you can do for yourself is not to lie to yourself. So if you're being brutally honest in your work and you know this is crap, okay, this is cool, instead of like seeing a delusion of your artwork, you're already on a good path. And I think that's a good thing, like for creatives in general. Yeah, is to be honest about the art.
I feel like we undermine it. Like I feel like we don't use it as a weapon or like something that can benefit us. We're always just like, don't listen to like the negative, like the self-criticalness, it's gonna kill you. Like that shit adds me up, first of all. But like, I know that it's like different for people. Some people are more sensitive than others, but
I'm with you on that one though. I'm with you on that one.
Learning and navigating what type of inner voice and like self-communication works for you.
You just gotta have a healthy balance. And a good balance is like good critique to yourself, I guess. Yeah. Because the bad stuff is just an opportunity to create better stuff.
For real.
That was beautiful. I felt that one. So, last question I have for you. What are some final words of encouragement that you have for any young person wanting to join the creative industry?
Okay, first of all, stay safe. Bring a friend with you if you're going to a foreign studio you've never been to before, okay? Especially if you're a female, non-binary, whatever. Take care of yourself. Drink some water, especially in winter. Moisturize. Korean skincare is great. Sunscreen all the time. It's so cliche, but like just love yourself and be kind to yourself, and just apologize to yourself if you don't get things right the first time. Don't be a jerk. Treat people in this industry with respect, because this is a small industry. New Zealand is very, very small. People will hear about it if you're disrespecting someone. So word goes around fast, but don't just treat people nicely because word goes around fast. Obviously, be your authentic self. Be nice, basic human decency. Do your craft because you love it, not for the approval of others. Make sure you're making people smile because you want to make their day, not because you want them on your side or because you want to impress them. Do what makes you happy and just make sure that nobody is getting hurt in that process. Yeah. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Oh my gosh.